Welcome and introduction. Welcome to our latest video on the Aprilia Dorsoduro 1200, a big-bore supermoto with loads of character. We'll cover its strengths and weaknesses, smart upgrades, and give you a clear buy recommendation. It blends a 1,197cc 90-degree V-twin with modern electronics and a striking presence. A signature detail: twin high-mounted exhausts under the tail that aid mass centralization and give the silhouette its unmistakable finish. Up front, a fully adjustable 43mm Sachs upside-down fork gets the job done, while braking comes from radial mount Brembo 4-piston calipers on 320mm twin discs. The result is a bike that makes a bold statement in both looks and hardware. Brought to you by Motorize.de, your #1 source for new and used parts, so your Dorsoduro projects come together quickly and at a fair price. History and development. In 2010, Aprilia took a bold step with the Dorsoduro 1200, moving from the playful 750 fun bike to a big-bore supermoto statement. At its heart was a newly developed 1,197cc 90-degree V-twin with ride-by-wire and 3 riding modes: Sport, Touring, and Rain. The chassis stayed true to the brand's DNA, a hybrid steel trellis frame with bolted-on aluminum side plates, guided up front by a fully adjustable 43mm Sachs fork. A 2012 update brought it to maturity: dual-channel ABS as standard, 3-level traction control, and a smoother throttle response. A hallmark of these model years, the underseat 2-into-2 exhaust remained as a design signature, now with improved heat shielding. Despite criticism of its weight and range, the 1200 held its niche: technically ambitious, full of character, and, until its discontinuation in the mid-2010s, appreciated by the community as a distinct alternative to naked bikes with a stronger touring bent. Key specs. The Dorsoduro 1200 runs a liquid-cooled DOHC V-twin displacing 1,197cc with a 106 by 67.8 mm bore and stroke. Factory claim: 130 horsepower at 8,700 RPM and 115 Nm at 7,200. Ride-by-wire offers Sport, Touring, and Rain maps with Magneti Marelli fuel injection. From 2012, a 2-channel ABS and 3-level traction control join the 6-speed gearbox. Up front, radially mounted Brembo 4-piston calipers bite 320mm discs. The rear uses a 240mm disc. Chassis highlights include a fully adjustable 43mm upside-down fork and a shock adjustable for rebound and compression. Wheelbase is about 1,505mm, seat height roughly 870mm, with 17-inch cast wheels wearing 120/70 front and 180/55 rear rubber. The tank holds 15 liters, and the exhaust exits through twin under-seat silencers. An LCD dash clearly displays ride mode and electronic status. Design and ergonomics. The 1200 flaunts its supermoto DNA with confidence. Slim tank sides for a firm knee grip, a wide tapered handlebar, and a high-mounted seat that's firmer toward the back. A signature touch is the twin exhaust exiting under the tail with generous heat shields, both a visual statement and a boost to mass centralization. The hybrid frame, steel trellis with bolted aluminum plates, packs the 90-degree V-twin tight at the center so your knees don't have to splay awkwardly. A practical detail: the foot pegs have removable rubber inserts, letting you choose between vibration damping or direct metal contact. The 15-liter tank is shaped so you can brace under braking without sacrificing freedom of movement. Combined with 17-inch wheels and long travel suspension, it delivers an upright, active riding position with plenty of leverage. Built for precise inputs, rapid direction changes, and confident control, handling, and everyday usability. On the road, the Dorsoduro 1200 feels every bit a full-on supermoto, with real muscle in reserve. The 1,197's V-twin serves up a fat mid-range shove. Sport mode snaps to attention, touring meters power cleanly, and Rain takes the edge off when it's wet. One thing you notice right away is the nimble, eager front end, courtesy of a fully adjustable 43mm Sachs fork that pairs perfectly with powerful Brembo calipers biting 320mm discs. A wheelbase of about 505mm keeps it planted at speed, while the long swing arm digs in for traction as you fire out of corners. In city traffic, the commanding view and wide bars help, but the roughly 870mm seat height and tight steering lock make low-speed maneuvers a bit of work. Commuters will bump up against the 15-liter tank and in peak summer the cylinders radiate heat in stop and go. Out on a winding back road though, the setup shines with precise turn-in and rock-solid stability. Strengths and highlights. The big Dorsoduro plays its best cards where character and control matter. The 90-degree 1197cc V-twin dishes out a strong mid-range punch without getting snatchy, especially with the smoother, more cohesive electronics from 2012 onward. 3 ride modes, dual-channel ABS and 3-level traction control keep the power in check without dulling the experience. The chassis impresses with a hybrid frame, a finely adjustable 43mm upside-down fork, and a rear shock with rebound and compression damping. A standout detail, the underseat 2-into-2 exhaust, which centralizes mass and makes the handling feel even more agile. Radial mount Brembo 4-piston calipers on 320mm discs deliver serious bite and excellent modulation. The result, supermoto feel with plenty in reserve, ideal for demanding back roads and fast mountain passes. Weaknesses and typical issues. Where there's light, there's also shade. Early 2011 builds can feel abrupt in sport mode. A software update smooths throttle response below 3,500 RPM. ABS and traction control didn't become standard until 2012. Earlier bikes leave you without aids in the wet. The rear cylinder throws off noticeable heat in city traffic, and the fan kicks in often. A practical limitation is the 15-liter tank. In the real world, you'll see 180 to 200 kilometers per fill. The tight steering lock is a nuisance for low-speed maneuvering, and the seat height challenges shorter riders. Known trouble spots: occasional leaks at the clutch slave cylinder, fast-wearing chain kits, and the odd leaking fork seal on the 43mm fork. Maintenance watch point: the rear shock linkage. Lack of grease can lead to play. The valve clearance check every roughly 20,000 kilometers is pricey, but should be fully documented. Accessories and customization. The 1200 can be sharpened for sport or set up for touring. If you want better sound and less weight, go for the matching Akrapovic slip-ons for the Undertale 2-into-2 system, street legal and noticeably lighter. For long trips and everyday riding, a comfort seat, factory heated grips, and the soft side bag system with sturdy mounts make a solid base. For a sportier edge, add adjustable levers and sintered pads. The radial Brembo calipers on 320mm rotors reward you with even better feedback. A taller screen and handguards take the strain out of highway speeds. Sensible protection: frame and axle sliders plus radiator and oil cooler guards. On the chassis side, it pays to properly dial in the 43mm fork and the shock. If you like, fit stiffer fork springs. Handy. From the 2012 model year onward, ABS and 3-stage traction control can be fine-tuned right from the handlebar switchgear. Market value and buying advice. On the used market, the Dorsoduro 1200 remains a niche choice with prices holding steady. Well-cared-for bikes with ABS and traction control from 2012 typically fetch €5,000 to €7,500. The extra for the more mature electronics is money well spent. Spot them by ABS tone rings on both wheels and an ATC switch on the left handlebar. Priorities: a full service history, oil every roughly 10,000 kilometers, valve clearances around 20,000, and a tidy chain, sprockets, and brake discs. Checks to make: leaks at the clutch slave cylinder, play in the suspension linkage, the state of the fork seals on the 43mm fork, and heat discoloration on the underseat exhaust. Curb weight is about 224 kilograms, ready to ride. The 15-liter tank gives a real-world 170 to 220 kilometers between stops. Extras like a comfort seat or taller screen boost everyday usability and help resale value. Verdict and buying advice. The Aprilia Dorsoduro 1200 isn't a jack of all trades. It's a deliberate statement: big displacement, clear feedback, and honest supermoto DNA. Its 1,197cc V-twin serves up a monstrous mid-range with 130 horsepower and about 115 Nm, kept in check by ride modes and, from 2012, ABS plus 3-stage traction control. The chassis hybrid frame, fully adjustable 43mm fork, and stout Brembo calipers biting 320mm discs speaks clearly, but it expects a committed rider. Downsides: limited range, heat management, and low-speed maneuvering. Our tip: choose the ABS ATC variant and make sure it's had software updates, tight fork seals, and a well-maintained linkage. If you want a characterful big supermoto for back roads and mountain passes, this is a distinctive alternative to classic naked bikes. Tech that can really hustle, and looks that make you itch for the next corner.